Well, you have just hopefully recently listened to the section number 5 that was labeled Completing the Square in your Unit 4, Unit 5 flipbook. And now, class, just like factoring, I think it'd be a good idea if we had a few practice problems. And I can write the problems down, and then you can go ahead and attempt to do them. And if you get an answer, then go back and watch the video and see if you got the answer correct. And if you just need to see the steps done a couple more times to get the hang of it, then watch along in the video, maybe the first one, and then try the second one and try the third one. So if you would, get out a blank piece of paper, just like you did for factoring. And I'm going to scroll over. Oh, before I do that, just remember, class, again, reminder, completing the square is just taking a standard form quadratic and converting it to vertex form. So this is what we're going to try to do. Mathematically, it's kind of like factoring in that there's a number of steps involved, but also, class, just like factoring, once you do it enough times, you'll get the hang of what the steps are and even maybe find a couple places where you can shortcut or skip some steps. So here are 3 equations that I want to work on. The first one, and I'll go ahead and label this number 1. The first one is the equation x squared. Actually, let's write this as a function. So y equals x squared plus 8x minus 33. There's the first one. Second one, let's move over a little bit here. The second one, we'll do that one in green. So number 2, the practice problem would be y equals x squared minus 4x minus 3. And the next one we'll do in blue. Practice number 3, y equals negative 2x squared plus 4x plus 7. Now leave yourself plenty of room. In fact, I would just say you don't have to copy all 3 of them down, just do them one at a time. If you do 2 on the front of the page and 1 on the back, that should give you plenty of room. Leave yourself lots of space so you can clearly see your steps to go back and review later. Okay, so we'll go back to question number 1. You can pause the video right now, try to complete the square or change this standard form to vertex form, and then go ahead and start the video again, and we'll go through the steps together. Okay, hopefully you've attempted to do question number 1. Let's go ahead and go through the steps just like they are outlined in our flipbook. So step number 1, write the original equation or function and put the terms in proper order. Well, the good news is these terms are already in proper order, so we're good to go. Next step is to move the c term to the left side. So for step number 2, we're going to head and move the c term to the left side. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and just write on here that this is step 1 and we did this. Actually, we'll just skip step 1 because we know we don't have to do it. So this is step 2. All right, let's move the c term to the left side. When it moves to the left side, remember the sign flips. This is going to be y plus 33 is equal to x squared plus 8x. We have to get the c term to the other side in order to complete the square. Remember, moving any term from one side of the equal sign to the other means you have to flip the sign. All right, step number 3. If a is negative or there is a GCF in the coefficients on the right side, which is this side right here, factor them out. Now, remember, class, GCF in coefficients. We don't want to pull the x value out. In fact, we'll always have an x value or a variable as a common factor, but for completing the square, we only want to look at coefficients. So take a look at step number 3. Our GCF in step number 3 is just equal to 1, and a happens to be positive. So a GCF of 1 and a positive a means we have nothing to do, we have nothing to factor out of the right side. Step number 4, write the final values of a, b, and c. So now we're looking at the right side now. The right side. Our a value is equal to 1. Our b value is equal to 8. And our c value better be equal to 0, class, because we moved the c value over. So in step number 4, here's the things you have to look for. A has to be positive 1, or else you can't continue with completing the square. Excuse me. And number 2, the c value better be 0 because we've moved it to the other side. Step number 5, rewrite the equation and leave a blank space on the right side and on the left side. So let's go ahead and write y plus 33. We're going back to step number 2 now. Y plus 33 plus some unknown number is equal to x squared plus 8x plus some unknown number. All right. Now, question number 6 or step number 6 actually tells us what that unknown number is. That unknown number is going to be found with the formula b over 2 and the whole thing squared. So we're going to take our b value, which is 8. 8 divided by 2, and we're going to square that. 8 divided by 2, we'll do that first because we can figure out the part in parentheses. 8 divided by 2 is 4 squared, and 4 squared is 16. So our value that goes in our blank space is 16. Now I could just go back and just put the 16 in right here. Let me see, do I want to do that? I didn't do that in your flip books. Let's just go ahead and rewrite this step. So we're going to rewrite the equation y plus 33 plus, and now we know this number is 16, equals x squared plus 8x plus, and this number is 16. Now, of course, class, when you're working on this in the test, you can just take b over 2 squared and just plug it into that space. Okay, step number 7, it says factor the right side by using the formula b over 2. Now here's how I do it. I'm going to go and rewrite the equation y plus 33, I don't have to put underline anymore, plus 16 equals, and here's how I'm going to factor this. I'm just going to put an x, and then I'm going to put a blank right here, I'm going to put a parenthesis, and I'm going to square it. Now class, we learned this in the video called Special Factors. There was a special quadratic called a perfect square polynomial or a perfect square quadratic. By putting this 16 here, this actually creates a perfect square. And the way you find the value that goes in this blank space is actually looks a lot like step number 6. You actually find it with the formula b over 2. So in this case, let me fix that a little bit. So we're going to find it with the formula b over 2. This is found in step number 7 still. And b over 2, our b value we know is 8. So it's 8 over 2. And this is equal to 4. So the value that goes in this space is 4. Now the question is it positive or negative? That's not a problem, class. If b was negative 8, this would be negative 8 over 2. We'd know it was negative 4. Since b is positive, 8 over 2 is positive 4, so we're going to put plus 4. In fact, if you want to just do that here and remind yourself why you did plus 4, it's because this equals positive 4. So now we factored the right side. Look how close that's getting to actual intercept form. Okay, the next step, step number 8, is to add the common terms on the right side together. So step number 8, we're going to add 33 and 16 together. Those are common terms. 33 plus 16 is 49. And that equals x plus 4, and the whole thing squared. And then step number 9, move this 49 back over to the right side where it belongs. And when we do that, the sign flips. So now we have x plus 4 squared minus 49. And now what we've done, class, is we have actually converted our original standard form in red. We've converted that to vertex form. We can see now the vertex is at HK, which is at -4, -49. You could not tell that by looking at the standard form. Now we could have figured that out by using -b over 2a, but this is another way to do it by converting it to vertex form. There is the first problem. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. We'll go to video number 2 and we'll do number 2 and 3.